And so I'm unmuted. You're unmuted. Switch to this. All right, Rich and Luke. I should not do this. Switch to whatever. There we go. Rich and Luke, episode 96. Say hello, Luke.
Hey,
Awesome.
me.
So yeah, we're a little early this week because I was bored sitting around doing nothing. Basically waiting for the updaters to finish, which is kind of my Sunday
Oh,
evening.
you know
Most
how long they
weekends.
can go.
Listen, it's
New, Eng-
always man,
New
it's
England got updated
always
like an hour ago,
like
so
the three teams that have like the fewest updates that just sit for hours and hours. They sit basically all day Sunday, and then
hmm
they have to start like so it's pretty annoying. But I might talk to what do you call it, Fresh and oh god, what's the other what's his name? Shoot, S Burbine. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but I might chat with them and how I have an idea how they could potentially fix that. I think we actually talked about it once. Um, I would like it if they combined low TPE count teams into one claim, so people would claim them rather than just let them sit. But anyway,
you just force people.
I
Bring
don't
out the whip.
that. So if you were to combine, so like the reason these teams aren't getting done is because they have fewer players updating, and therefore they're worth less money, right? So
hmm
if you got like one team that's 3 players, another team that's 4 players, and nobody's doing them, just put them together as one claim. So it because they've got limited claims they can do. Like you can claim I think 2 teams initially, like one team and then a second team. I think after you finish the first, and then
Yeah,
if everything isn't done by a certain time, then they open it up for third teams, and then I think there's even later it can potentially go to a fourth team. That's pretty situational. But anyway, you're limited on the number of teams you can choose. So selecting one of these low update count teams is like it's a lost money kind of, I guess. Which I don't blame
yeah.
them, but it's also annoying that like it has to play out this way like every week. Um, anyway, that's my updater rant. Thanks for listening. And so anyway, how was your week, Luke? Your last 2 weeks because we were off last
Oh,
week.
it was great. New England wise.
Mm-hmm.
We finished what set sixth in the league. Yeah, sixth in the league,
Which is what
fourth in the conference, second
third
in
in
the
your division,
division.
right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, second in the division.
Oh, second even.
Yeah, we beat out Buffalo.
Must have been pretty close, right? I think. At least
Yeah,
Buffalo.
91 points to 94 points. It was the final sim which got us over because we beat Philly and then Buffalo lost their game, or we beat Philly to clinch it, and
Okay.
like
Nice.
we went on like a 8-1-1 tear the last 10 games.
Nice. Um. Cool. I mean, we don't have any questions this week. We got a little spoiled last week, which is fine. Or 2 weeks ago. So we can talk some playoffs, playoff matchups. We can talk some like awards, maybe. Um,
Yeah, we can.
we got the mini State of the Union, which we can cover, and then we got cards, obviously. Is there anything else? I feel like something. Why did I think there was like another thing that happened? Am I just making stuff up? Uh, I guess not. No. Oh, well, I
Uh,
guess this is related to the State of the Union, so never mind.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, I can talk. I can flex about
let's
New England for a little bit.
let's go State of the Union, and then we can like jump into like league stuff, more like league
Yeah.
standings and etc. Um, okay, so mini State of the Union. Obviously, most people are in the know. This isn't going to be anything new, but maybe you're not super familiar with what's going on. But the free agency revamp, which is what essentially we're opening up talks like the week before the draft, I believe.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, and then when does signing actually change, or just like the signing day? Did that
You just
change?
it means that you just can't sign people the week before free agency, but you can still,
Talk to people. Yeah,
like contract people, but like,
yeah,
you just can't post it,
yeah.
which like I'll be honest,
I mean,
I don't really like this change just because
I
I don't think it
do.
will change anything
Right, that's the issue.
specifically.
I don't think it's going to matter that much. Yeah, I think it's a good change, but I don't think it's going to be utilized as much as it could be. Because I think
I
most
just
people
think
are just either know where they're going to go or are staying put. So it's kind of like,
yeah,
how much is this going to matter? Probably not
it
much.
will it will probably matter to like 3 cases a season, which
Right.
to some that's important, but I
Sure.
feel like for the most part, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to push more free agency and trying to push more player movement, but
It's
uh,
a good change that I wish would that I hope will matter more, but I don't think will.
yeah, in theory, I think it's a good change, but I just don't
Mhm.
think in practicality you'll I don't think because like if people who already want to go to free agency, they'll go to free agency.
It's going to be a lot of
It'll just
like
means that things are pushed back. So
right.
like within like the final days before the final end, we'll see a bunch more contracts being posted. You can see it now. Hamilton posted, I posted,
Mhm.
New Orleans posted. Like just pushing gyms to sign people better, which for the budget perspective, that's great because that means people aren't posting literally everything the day of.
Mhm.
So we get to process things quicker, which will help. But not that shit on HO a lot, but like I just don't think in the grand scheme of things it will be very very useful. But maybe for like a couple of cases it will be.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's fine. I mean, I think yeah, I prefer it this way, but again, yeah, I don't think it's going to make much of an impact. It's going to be like a whole lot of people reaching out to players and those players saying, "Oh, I've already agreed to, resign." Basically.
Yeah.
Which, whatever. It's fine. Um yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess this is the kind of thing that you would expect in the mini State of the Union. Like it doesn't go, it's just like a little thing, little tweak, little thing. I actually think the next change is kind of substantial. Um, the goalie cap change.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the goalie cap changes are amazing for New
Yeah, yeah.
England. It literally means that we don't have a cap crunch.
Mm.
Uh, so it's great for us. Um, it also makes like having a goalie at a higher TPE better because you won't quote unquote cost as much. But
It's yeah. I think like it just makes like having a high TP goalie. It feels weird to say. Not, like maybe not worth it in the sense that like it's fine to still have a low TP one, but it makes it more worth it.
yeah,
It doesn't feel as bad. And again, I'm actually not a person that thinks it's a bad thing to have ITB goalie. Um,
I don't think so either. That's why I
yeah,
trade 3 seconds for one.
I think it's fine, but I get the that it's there. I don't know that it feels better to not feel like a burden for those goalies, which I don't think they
Mhm.
should have. But whatever, it's not me. Um, but this does, yeah, like you said, free up a lot of cap space, probably for everybody.
Yeah,
Well, not
it
everybody,
frees up
most
for
teams.
everyone for the
Yeah.
most part.
So that'll be interesting. Oh, that doesn't really matter that much. It'll provide teams a little extra money to throw around, maybe some rookies or something. But or not rookies, but recent draftees. So we'll see. I don't think. I mean, I don't. Does this really, in the grand scheme of things, change much for the league? Probably not.
No, I think it will allow the best teams to retain like that extra player. So I think on the high end it would help the good teams. I mean, it will be helping Manhattan or New England.
Mhm.
So
Helps retain, but it's not going to allow. It's not going to open teams up for to land a free agent. Probably
I mean, you get an extra
it
3 mil to play
might,
around with if
but
you take the full extent. So
yeah.
an extra 3 mil. Someone
Do you
bumps up a tier, you'll be fine.
So with that extra 3 million, let's assume that's what a team how much a team benefits, which is probably pretty likely in most cases.
Two
Um,
to three.
do you think that that money is more valuable in giving it to a player that just to give them some extra cash, or using it to try to sign a free agent?
I mean, it all depends on like what you have. I
Yeah,
mean,
your team
personally for New
situation.
England, we literally have everyone active and
Mhm.
no one's leaving. At least I think so. So we're just using it to Thief won't go on a hometown discount yet. He'll stay at 6 mil. We'll pay some rookies more. Spread it around a little bit just because we have the money to,
Mhm.
and Aka will stay here as long as he wants to. Try to win another cup after winning the cup in New England or in LA. He's gonna probably be on the McBride Award this season, as well as like the most improved. At least that's what I'm manifesting, and probably will write a little article about it.
I have not looked at goalies this season at all.
I mean, if you looked, he's top 2 in GSAA, second in save percentage among starting goalies, like 5th in wins, 8 shutouts. And then if you compare that to last season he blew. He sucked.
Yeah, he was pretty rough last season. He was
Yeah, he was
below. He was
terrible.
like 8-8.
It was like
8-5 or something.
8-8-4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
now
was
he's
not great.
like a 9-10, which is a
Which is
great
very
increase.
solid. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm pushing him for the most improved player, just because he sucked so much last year.
I
But
don't know.
I don't think like goalies ever like
that's
get
what I was just
nominated
about to
for it, which is hilarious. But I wanna buck that trend.
It's
I'm bucking
interesting.
that
Yeah,
trend.
I hadn't think about that, but yeah, I can't recall that. That doesn't mean it hasn't happened, but I don't recall that happening. Um, I wonder. I'm not going to go and look. But I'm just
Oh,
going to
I'm
sit
not
here and
gonna look
wonder.
either. We
Somebody who
do
listens to this, go
we
look
don't
and
do
tell
work
us.
here.
Yeah.
We don't work.
Um, and then probably the biggest thing, and it's honestly not that big, but it's like the most visible, I guess. Is the chirper thing.
Yeah. Twitter was like, "Hey, you have to pay us money to pull API stuff," and we were like, no, thank you."
Yeah.
And
So
Teddy was already in the works for this stuff,
yeah.
so
So
pretty easy.
this is just like it's a pretty like conceptually it's like extremely simple, like what we have. It's
Yeah,
just a thread,
you just post in
and
that
then
sub forum.
I assume
Well,
you
you can
guys
post
have
in the
some
sub
kind of
forum
like
too.
something that scrapes it and like puts everything together for you, so it's relatively
Yeah, Teddy just
automated. I would think.
made like a pseudo API.
Okay.
So I just take that. I literally wrote it today because I didn't feel like doing it until today. And I'm like, oh, I could just do it like this, and it took me like 20 minutes.
Sure. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it would be that. I was assuming you kind of have a starting point that doesn't seem like it would
Yeah,
be that difficult to do.
yeah,
Um,
no, it was super simple to do,
yeah.
but yeah, no, it was pretty easy.
Yeah,
And
it's been all right. I've been reading it. Like that's what I do at work. I just
I
refresh and
think
check Chirper and just
I
read what people are
think that
posting.
this is the new uh like team sub forum where they talk about the regular season or whatever. I think this will the modern day version of it.
Mhm.
Uh because it is nice to see at least some stuff on the forum.
For sure. It's
Not to be all like not to be all like boomery, but like
well,
it
I
is
mean,
nice to see people talking on it.
it's really great
Yeah.
that like to get people out of that locker room, like just because it feels like I mean this isn't a secret. I think everybody feels this way, but everybody it feels like a huge percentage of the league just sticks to their locker rooms, which isn't necessarily bad, but it's I don't know. It'd be nice to see a little more like cross interaction. Which I mean, there's not. It's not like there's none, but it feels like there isn't much because so much of it is gone from the forum. So it's nice to
Mhm.
see this kind of thing. What I'm interested in is when do you think the first bit of like chirper centered drama is going to happen? Like where it takes place on chirper.
Oh, good question. Someone's
There's
gotta
no
talk
way it
like
doesn't
that
happen.
good shit. Someone's gotta talk that good shit in order for it to happen.
I'm excited to see when that happens. Um, yeah, cool. Then we got an update, not really an update, but like, basically there's a little thing saying the update portal is like being worked on. Um,
Yeah. It is actively being worked on.
so I didn't, is this like the first official thing of saying we're working on this or had
Yeah,
this,
it's the first official one.
okay. Cause
Uh,
I didn't
yeah.
know if it was in the works. So this was the first time I remember seeing like it officially. It had always been like the next big thing that we kind of wanted to have happen in the league, at least in terms of like the user base.
Mhm.
Uh, but I guess I had never, I didn't know if it was even a thing that was being worked on or what. So now we actually know it is being worked on, which is pretty sweet. I imagine it's a big project. I would think.
Yeah, no, it's pretty big. I'm
Yeah.
kind of like, uh, well, it's not like project manager, but like I'm helping a lot on like the pre-planning to make
Mhm.
sure that like all the edge cases are worked out, helping Teddy, uh, you know, write like or like make like flow charts. I guess that's the simplest term. Flow charts on like how each page or like each function will do. Have a big requirements document, that has all the requirements that we need for like a minimum viable product. Helping the devs because it is Evan, uh, Downer, and a new guy Apollo. He's a rookie this season.
Yeah, yeah.
They're the
Apolarium or
three
something
main
like that.
ones. Yeah,
Apollo
so
something. Yeah.
yeah, so they're the main ones, and Downer and Apollo, they're basically new for the most part. So it's just
Mhm.
helping them. Uh, they're just telling them like, hey, this is how it should be. And then if they have any questions on that end, I answer them or like get back to them quick. Or if they need any help about something, I'll help them. And then, Evan's the main guy that's like, reviewing everything, making sure it's good, and then, uh, continuing on that. But yeah, no, it's been working on for the past. Well, Teddy and Grok did the main database stuff like 6 months ago. Downer started to work on it in like December. Evan hopped on when he finished the index stuff. Apollo joined when he joined the site. So and now it's just like consistently working on it now.
Sure.
Uh
I imagine there's just
yes.
like a lot to do, so it's just picking away, I suppose.
Yeah, no, they're both on my end. Yeah, there's just like what, 7 pages of like basic requirements, and then a whole bunch of features that need to be chipped away. Obviously, like the login's done. Uh, Create to player is basically done for the most part. Then it's like updating your player and uh, you know, because like you gotta like understand like how would you do regression? How would you do
Sure.
redistribution? So there's just like
Yeah, yeah.
and making it as easy as it can be for people. So it's just like it was a lot of thinking of like ahead of time. So there's going to be like three main modes for the most part, where you like a regular update when you're in regression, or if you want to redistribute, and then like how do activity checks works, how do training works. How to make sure that it's only once a week. Cutting out like a lot of the fat. Like we're going to get rid of like the stupid overlap. That you can do like training in AC. Technically, like you can do two of them in like the same 3 hour window. Work on that. Uh, you know, Talking to HL about cutting some other stuff to make it a lot more streamlined because like in the end it's like you're only like gaining like 7 TP here or there. Like if you retire and then you recreate, you can't do an ACO training at the same time. We're talking about just making sure, or we're just talking about uh you can do if you retire and recreate, you can do AC and training for both because it's only 7 TP difference for like your retired player or whatever. Uh how a name change work, a position change,
Yeah.
that whole
Oh man.
hoopla. And then like Apollo's been working on like just selecting a team page and selecting a team and then having it basically show the players and prospects.
Have you guys? I imagine this is the case. I'm just asking. Not
Yeah.
asking in a way of like I suspect you haven't. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Have you guys considered like what kind of like output do you have, or that for updating the file, or like
Oh
how?
yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a way that you can like basically uh you can the way would be you'll export all the stat changes that people done for the past week and give it to
Okay.
you guys. So it's
Yeah,
literally just
that's.
like this player, this stat.
Is there then also a way to like export all active like players, like their entire build?
Yeah, I'm sure
Because
there'll
that's,
be a way.
and again, this is like entirely selfish because this is what I'm concerned with because file work, right? Um, the off season update, I basically like I what I do right now is I go to a person's player page and I just enter their full build top to bottom. Like regardless of whether or not it
Oh,
changed from
yeah.
last season to this season, I just take what's in their player page, put it in the file. Um,
Yeah, they'll blow you away, and if there isn't, well, we'll make sure you got because it's really easy because
yeah,
you're
yeah,
just dumping a
yeah.
a, a SQL database, so it'll be there. And then obviously, like I talked to Levy about PT because it's not gonna be like the half-assed ones. I don't know if you're on PBE
No.
where it's like it's basically like uh you have to like submit you have to like it's like our player like builder type of thingy plus an update assistant as
Mhm.
like their update portal thingy. But like ours is like literally like you won't have to input anything. You click buttons for ACs and trading, PTs and all that stuff are just directly inputted in. So you don't have to claim anything.
So like
You
if
just
you
update.
have TPE available from a PT, it's just there for you,
But yeah, once
or
the grid is graded, they'll
it
they'll
just
submit it like a
appears
like a
like on
bank.
your. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
like
pretty
like a
sweet.
bank.
I mean, obviously this
Yeah.
is all like early stages, so like
No, no, no. This is the
this
minimum
is
viable product, so it
okay.
will happen.
Okay, nice.
Hopefully,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
like, no, we're not. It's basically you're not gonna have to claim anything anymore.
So,
So,
are you guys? I know this is like a thing that exists. You talked about PBE. I don't know like what other leagues have this or something
VHL,
like this.
EFL, SBA, they all have like the same version of Update Portal. I think it's
Okay.
you still have to like claim stuff. They may have moved it so everything's automatic,
So
but I'm not
probably
totally
not.
sure.
But my question would be like, are you guys working with anybody that is involved with those to like?
No,
Okay,
no, this is
I
our own.
based on what you said, I had started to suspect that wouldn't be the case because like
No,
most of the
this is
others
this
are.
is all our own
Okay, nice.
ideas. And I mean, also, it's just like uh, it's like completely made for the SHL, so it's not
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
uh, because like we're gonna be getting rid of like updating or updaters,
Yeah.
updating. We're gonna be
Yes.
getting rid of
Yes.
like the entire like team pages, as you know them today. We're gonna
Yeah.
get rid of like training camp threads. We're gonna get rid of claim threads. We're gonna get rid of uh fucking call up shit. I don't know. We're cutting up like half of the site and just moving it onto the update portal,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
which is great.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so it's just like literally just cutting off like everything that like should be on the website, should be there, and then cutting down a lot of this the forum side. So it's like an actual like forum, if that makes sense.
Yep. Yep. Oh yeah, that
So
makes
like,
sense.
yeah, obviously, the forum will still be there, but like you still have to interact with it, to do your PTs and stuff. But like instead of like doing an activity check, you have to write your name in a forum. You just click a button, and it's right there. Boom, you have the TP automatically. And then instead of like having to do the math or like put your build into the player builder in order to see how much TP you can spend, you can just play around with it in the app instead of having to. I don't know. It'll just makes life a lot easier,
Yeah.
which is
No,
the
for
whole
sure.
point. And then obviously, getting retention up, that will probably be a huge factor in like, keeping people because instead of be like, okay, so
Yeah.
like
This
you make
complicated
that
process.
and then you have to post in these threads
Yeah.
and then you have to link them. Instead it's like you create a player, uh you you wait for it to get approved. Once it's approved, uh you start to do stuff basically.
Yeah. And it's everybody. I don't know, assumes, and probably correctly. I would assume as well that that's 100% like the by far the biggest barrier to entry in the SHL is getting people to figure out updating because it's not like once you've done it a couple times, it's pretty straightforward. It doesn't take but like that initial, it's kind of daunting. It's not like it's like this seems like a lot of work for very little payoff, and I 100% get why that would be
Yeah.
problematic for new users. So yeah, getting something simple and straightforward and yeah, easy would be fantastic.
Yeah, and Teddy said like in the next 6 months. That's probably accurate as long as nothing nothing surprising
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
Uh, because like a lot of the stuff is already there. It's just like creating the systems around it and making sure that the code actually works. There's going to be a lot of testing, so we'll probably get like, if not the whole site, we'll probably get like 20 or 30 people to test stuff,
Sure.
just to make sure that you know
Try
things are
to
supposed to be happening
yeah, yeah.
as they happen.
Try to
And then also
see what
from
it's yeah.
there, what am I just gonna? You can talk.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, we have people like basically use it to the way it's going to be used. See if anything
Yeah,
breaks. See if they can find ways to break it. That kind of thing. Pretty normal
yeah.
stuff.
So it is exciting. It is. I mean, it is a lot of work so far. Even on my end, I'm not
Mhm.
really coding at all, so it's not a ton of work. We're just like making sure that we're thinking of everything. So, and
Yeah,
then like bringing in HO just to make sure, and like talking to like department heads that will have to like interact with it, like Levy with the PT graders, uh, Ranger Jason knows because of banking, so banking
sure.
will be. I think bankering's gonna be on that site as well. So it's gonna be
Okay,
a brand new bank,
sure.
quote unquote brand new bank. I
Yeah, yeah.
think. I think. Don't call me on.
It would make sense, although I don't know. Yeah, I guess I could see I could definitely see a world where that's not necessarily the case, but
Yeah,
there's
and then
got to
it's
be,
just
of
like,
course, some kind of crosstalk between the two, regardless.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And then obviously it's gonna look pretty. Like it's gonna be like in the style of the index, and the index
Sure.
looks amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then by the end in 6 months or whatever, we'll have the best index and the best updating total.
Hell yeah, that would be incredible. Remaining still the premier sim league.
We are
I don't know.
still the premier sim league rich. We still are. You gotta
Still hanging
believe
on.
we're
Still
we're
hanging
the
on.
elitists.
I haven't seen an SHL YouTube advertisement yet, and I have seen a VHL YouTube advertisement. So I don't
That's
know.
true. True. Listen, that for being a fourth tier uh sport in hockey, being the best, sim league.
It is like kind of incredible, like that this exists in the state that it exists. Of like, it's just because people like it so much.
Yeah, I think we are still like the biggest activity wise, at least in our like VH or
Of
PB
this like
ISFL.
sphere of yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
I
there
don't know
are
VHL's numbers, but
yeah.
I can't, maybe they're similar, maybe they're a little bit above us, but like
I have no idea.
we're still like the 340s, 350s,
Mm.
320s. ISFL is like 300, 320s. Damn, they were in the 24. Oh my god. Wait, what? I
Are you
thought they were
looking?
like in the 300.
Where you at? Where you looking at?
The ISFL activity checks. They're like at 250s, 60s, 70s,
I
80s. And then they
I feel
jumped up a
like
little bit because of recruiting.
yeah, I feel like I'm constantly hearing about ISFL having issues of just whatever for whatever reason. People,
They're football, man. They're supposed to be the
it
biggest one.
should be so it should be so easy to keep that thing like healthy population wise, but I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't
Okay.
know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. PBE is like the 280s, which I expect because they're on fucking JSync. Damn. Okay. I guess we are still the biggest, huh?
What's are you over on SSL?
No.
Oh, okay. I
I,
think
I'm, I'm sure they're still good, right?
if
They're
I assume
popping.
so. If I were to do a second league, that's the one I would probably want to go to. So I was just
Yeah.
curious if
I,
you had
I
any.
just I just can't do a second league, but I know if I and same if I had to like if I could do like another sim league, it would be SSL. Oh, yeah, SSL is like 100, 120-ish, which is
That's pretty
great,
alright
for
because
their
they're
third league.
fairly new. Like yeah, they're not
Hmm. And
relatively.
their forum, for being adjacent, it's pretty clean. Candidates makes it nice. Their indexes is fine. I like that it's soccer and it's like a two-tier system. So you can like your team can like upgrade to like the next league.
Oh, they actually have like yeah, what do you call it? What's the relegation and
Yeah,
what's
yeah, they
the
have that,
yeah?
which I think
That's pretty cool. Although it seems
it's
like
very unique,
logistically
which is awesome.
it sounds like it'd be
Yeah, they
annoying
have
to
2
deal with,
divisions.
but
So I that's actually awesome.
it
That's why
is
it's
really
like
cool. Yeah, yeah.
soccer is like the untapped sim league that, if anyone was gonna do it, was Canada.
What do you know what
And
sim they use? What like engine
I think it's just franchise
or like
Football Manager.
Football Manager? Because the Football Manager is really good. Uh,
I think it's that. I don't
if it
know.
is,
Don't
that's
quote
incredible.
me,
I hope it is. That it would
but
make
I
sense.
think
Like that feels like it'd be easy or relatively easy.
I
But
I could see in like 3 years, 4 years, SSL being the most popular one, just because soccer's cool. The the idea of divisions and sim leagues are really cool because
the
like you can be
FHM
like,
like also like
yeah,
the presentation of FHM is really good.
yeah,
Um, there's a lot of strengths of FH I say FHM like no that's wrong.
yeah.
French
But the
Football Manager, football
yeah, Football
FM.
Manager,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's like yeah, it's really good. Yeah, and like I said, the presentation is excellent.
yeah.
It's like if everything's there. I don't know if soccer is a like in terms of like statistics and that kind of thing lends itself that well to sim
It does for the
sports.
most part, I think.
Well, I don't like defense. I feel like would kind of be frustrating because like how many
I'll have to bring
like
Canada's on here. We gotta do like a 12 p.m. thing with Canada.
uh, um. Anyway, what I guess your update portal. Yeah, I mean, yeah, can't wait, can't wait.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. You know, it's gonna be a lot of hard working, making sure that like it looks good, but
Yeah,
I know it functions. But I think once it will happen, it's like, what else do you need? You know, other than improving on it, because like
yeah, yeah. Polishing
you
or
know,
whatever.
we have the index, great. Can't really touch it anymore just because we have all the stuff that FHM outputs. Uh, so like that's good to go. We have a bank already. I guess like the next big thing I guess would be like you know like a website for budgets and shit like that.
Oh, right,
Um,
right. For GMs to
but
like
like
do all their like
yeah,
budgeting, track like
that
picks and that kind of thing.
yeah, but like that or like just like moving more capabilities off the forum to the update portal
Sure.
or just the portal. Just call it the portal in
Yeah,
general.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The
Um,
league portal or whatever.
yeah, because like it's literally like you just sign in to the forum, you sign into the portal, same login. You know, you just need the same shit. You know, what else do you really need? So I think like it will increase the barrier to entry to like literally nothing for the most part. You just have to like the concept.
Yeah, yeah. Like yeah, you still have to buy into like yeah the concept of like a hockey role playing game essentially. Um, and then also like I guess it's still the social aspect is still like kind of like the most important thing. So as long as you can get hooked in there as well, like that's yeah. There's no more like oh this updating's a pain in the ass. I don't want to have to deal with this every week. I don't care. I'm out.
Yeah, I
Which is
guess like then
probably like once you get
yeah
past that, then the social aspect hook will probably kind of like take care of the rest. So yeah,
yeah
that's because I assume the people that don't want to update or don't have to deal with that are probably just like out before they can even really do much interacting with the people we have around the league.
yeah. I think we'll also bring like a good amount of inactives back just to
Could be,
see
could be.
just to
Yeah, it'd
see
be
like
interesting.
with FHM change, it did bring back a good amount of inactives. Like oh might as well see what's up. And then with the update portal, it's literally just like are you telling me it's just like you have to like click 2 buttons for training and
Yeah, yeah.
AC, another one for coaching. Training camp is automatically deposited. I just have to post in 4 threads to do my PTs. I guess the next best the next thing you would have to do is to move all the PT stuff on the update. So you just get like a little prompt thing, you click it, and then you write your 150 words in the update
it
portal.
it it automatically checks your word count and then just gives you the TPE as soon as you like you submit it and the word count is correct. Although that would be I would
No, you have to submit it, and then
yeah, you
the
still need some
PT
quality
graders.
control. Yeah,
Yeah, the PT graders, of course, they get to keep their job. The updaters won't. You'll get the 6 months or whatever it'll take for the update for the launch. You'll have a lot of updaters be sweating and
yeah.
asking each other like, what are we gonna do with their job, man? Why can't we just get a
You're
free
getting
or not free 40 million because they do a
tossed
lot of
into the
hard work.
gutter. You
No, like
gotta
where we're gonna get the $40 million.
pull yourself up by your media bootstraps. All right.
Yeah, that will increase more media reach. So we get to have more
Totally for
media.
sure.
What?
It's
Rich, you won't get it.
foolproof.
We'll have a lot more media now.
God, one day it'll happen. The media will take off again.
Media will take off. You'll have 12 podcasts. You'll have some people do graphics rating and have it all be perfect.
uh, all right. Well, I think we've kind of milked this for all it's worth.
Yeah.
Um, what else do we got? You want to talk some playoffs?
Bro, I'm so
Some
excited.
little playoff prediction action here.
Yeah.
Um,
Obviously,
any first round upsets? Let's start there. Any first round upsets?
uh, the
There are a couple interesting matchups.
the
Yeah, yeah.
close series are Buffalo, New England, Philly, Manhattan.
Yep, yeah.
Uh,
Both those are actually pretty. Chicago, New Orleans is interesting as well.
oh yeah, that's interesting. And then like, I don't think Edmonton will beat Calgary. But it would be an upset if that happened.
Did New Orleans finish? No, New Orleans finished ahead of Chicago, didn't they? No, wait.
Yeah,
Did they? Yeah, they did, didn't they?
they.
I think so.
Yeah, no. Chicago was over New Orleans, but
Oh, okay.
you know, the East
Interesting.
is supreme.
Yeah,
But
so
yeah,
I guess uh how confident are you that you beat Buffalo? What do you know what you're
I
like
think I think it's like 55-45 because we
yep.
have home advantage.
It feels like if you like take away their top line, like what else is there?
It's I mean,
But
it's gonna be tough.
yeah, their top line was insane this season.
But
But like
I think because we have home ice advantage, we'll have that little bit of an edge.
hmm,
Because I think, a home advantage does help with Tim. And then, if Olaf, balls out, we have a deeper team. So,
yep.
we can score on all three lines. So I think we win. Hopefully we win, but I think we'll be like in 6 games and cut it out.
I picked New
But
England in that matchup.
for for my prediction, I put Buffalo because
Yeah,
no
yeah, I would do
expectation.
that too. I would do
No
that too. Yeah,
expectation.
yep. I do that like almost every time when I'm unless I feel insanely confident.
Yeah, unless you're facing like a Minnesota
Yeah.
or like a Hamilton or
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
Tampa Bay
yeah.
when it's
Yeah, I know.
easy.
Yeah, I picked New England. I think it's really close. But I put my trust in Jeffy. I think he's got it in him.
I did too. I do too.
What else? Philly Manhattan.
Bro, I
Um
gotta go with Philly. They have to win
I
sometime,
picked
right?
Philly too, but it feels like Manhattan is didn't haven't they been in the finals in back-to-back seasons now?
Yeah, but like at some point
Right.
Philly has to win.
But it's just like it feels like it for sure could go either way. Um
Mhm.
Philly scored a few more goals. But their like goals against is pretty even. Um I don't know. It feels more like a toss up than it should. Um but yeah, I don't know. Philly, I picked Philly on there as well just cuz I don't know. What about New Orleans, Chicago then? So I think I took Chicago on the TPE advantage, but I don't feel good about it
Mhm.
because
I
I
put
think Chicago
Chicago.
is actually I'm not even sure where I should probably look at where New Orleans is in the TPE. I don't actually know. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, yeah, Chicago's got the advantage there. Yeah, so I took Chicago just based on that alone. I was like, that's probably enough, but again, don't feel great about it. Um, Chicago should win, and Chicago should have been, I think, maybe a little bit better in the regular season.
Mhm.
But here we are. You know. What else? What else? Calgary Edmonton is maybe closer than it looks. Um,
I don't know, I think Calgary
I mean
jousts
Calgary,
them.
I think is a favorite, but like maybe not by as. I mean, definitely not by as much as they were last season. Or would have been last season. I don't know if they played last season. But yeah, I think Calgary still takes it. And then outside of that, it's basically favorites: Winnipeg over Minnesota, Seattle over Texas, Montreal over Hamilton, and Atlanta over Tampa.
Pretty easy stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So uh, who do you have making the finals in the West?
I have Winnipeg and Seattle. I'm pretty boring for that.
Yeah, I think I agree. Actually, I think Winnipeg and Seattle are kind of clearly the two best teams in the West. Uh, it's so hard picking a favorite between the two. Also,
I mean, if Winnipeg doesn't win, then it's just like another lost season for them.
yeah, I'm pulling for Winnipeg. But I feel like they were a heavier favorite last season, and could well, I mean, in terms of TPE, the difference in TPE. Although maybe not. Maybe I'm just making stuff up here. Where's Seattle at? Actually, the gap's a little bit bigger this season, I think. But it was pretty big last season, and it still, yeah, still fell short. I don't know. It should be Winnipeg, but like I can't. I don't feel comfortable picking one over the other. I did pick Winnipeg because I think it's slightly safer, but what about the East then?
I think it's Philly and uh Buffalo.
Buffalo, interesting.
Well, I
I
have to
like.
say Buffalo,
Oh yeah. Okay, fair enough.
but
Like if
it's tough because Montreal's so good. But like,
yeah, Montreal and Atlanta are both very very good.
I just think there'll be some upsets.
I hope there will be. The problem is like
I gotta trust in the upsets.
I don't know. Man, I think I feel less like Montreal's very good, but I feel less confident in them than I do in Atlanta. Um, just historically. Um,
Hmm.
but both Philadelphia and Manhattan have what it takes. Buffalo, I'm less confident in because again, like all you kind of have to do is take care of their first line. Now, granted, their first line could 100% just like be uncontrollable and just they could run through and make a run. It's
Yeah.
not out of the question at all. Um, and of course, New England is a threat for sure. Like it's yeah, the I think the gap from like top to bottom, if you exclude, of course, Montreal or not sorry, Montreal, Hamilton and Tampa, the gap between I think the rest of the teams is not that big. I don't think. Um, so I think the East is like pretty wide open.
Hmm.
Who do you got in the finals then for the East?
Uh, Philly and Montreal.
I don't necessarily disagree with that. I like Atlanta still quite a bit. Um, I don't know. I think Montreal feels like the safest bet. Um,
Hmm.
but again, like with the how like narrow the gap is, I think between teams, it's like no team feels like, oh yeah, it's easy pick. It's like I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Roll a d6 and there you go. So that's cool. That's actually kind of nice, honestly. That and the West is maybe less so, but like the East definitely feels pretty balanced. Um,
Hmm.
so that's cool. That's nice. Um, what about? Let's see, how much time do we have left? We got about 15 minutes. You want to do some awards predictions or
Bro,
some
don't talk to me
cards?
about awards. We can do some cards.
What do you uh what I actually
So you're
haven't
gonna
looked at like
are you
player stats
gonna
much this season.
apply for awards then?
Absolutely not. No interest whatsoever.
Why not?
I just like to talk about it here, but I
Hmm.
don't want my position to hold any weight. I just want it to to sit here in this space and be safe. Although we got the old Tater MVP last season. This
Bro,
season though, I don't like the MVP is the one I have looked at to like just like kind of get an idea, and I don't see anybody that gives me those like that like feeling of like I think it should be this person this season.
I haven't looked.
It's
at all.
of course
I
scoring
don't
is
have a
still
horse in my
insane.
race. I don't have a
So,
horse in the race anymore.
but like,
None of my guys are like truly worthy.
yeah, I don't know, man. There's nobody that's really stands out. I think you can honestly take one of the top 5 guys in like Selleck, JQ, Allbrand, Manning, and Melvin Majestic Moose. And like any one of those, if they get it, it's like sure, I guess. I don't know. Maybe Moose slightly less because the goal counts a little bit lower than the other 4. Um,
Hmm.
uh, yeah, I don't see anybody where I'm like doing backflips saying like this guy for sure. It's got to be this guy. I feel like they were the most important for their team. Or
Yeah,
I mean, Selleck was insane. JQ also very crazy good.
there was
And of
just like
course,
no like yeah, there was no like Tater where it's just like
yeah, where it's like
like a middle-ish team
their
that did
existence
amazing.
like puts that team in a position of being like a bad to a good team.
Yeah, I
These
mean,
teams are
like maybe
all
you can make no, I mean, yeah, maybe you can make with the case with like Allbrand.
Allbrand or JQ do feel like maybe the 2 best options.
I don't. Yeah, no, it's because I think you just get Selleck because
His season was
leads in
crazy,
points.
but like his line mates are also like insane too. So it's that one doesn't feel that great. But like yeah, the point
Well, I mean,
totals.
like last season, you know, Tater's line mates were great.
I mean they were fine, but like he
Oh
was
wait, no, never mind. They
pretty
weren't
head
in
and
the
shoulders above them.
90s.
Yeah,
Never mind. Never mind.
yeah,
Never
yeah.
mind.
No. Um,
That's why I think with
or
like
Allbrand. I didn't.
with
Yeah,
Allbrand, I think that can be similar.
I want to look at because Boom put out an article about MVP candidates, of course, like showing like the difference between Allbrand. Actually, Allbrand's so point like how many points Allbrand had versus the next highest scorer on their team. Allbrand's is the highest in the league. So
Yeah,
Allbrand that feels pretty good.
I
Um,
think him because like I think Manning also had another great season.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's tough.
I mean Manning, 100%. I would have no issue with Manning getting it this season. Um,
Hmm.
like I said, I think yeah, like Selleck, Q, Allbrand, Manning. One of those 4 wins it. I'm like sure, yeah, makes sense to me. But I don't know, like none of them to me I go like yes for sure, except for maybe Allbrand. Maybe Allbrand feels a little bit better just because tied for the goal lead 55, and then being like almost 30 points more than the next highest uh, person on their team. I think. Let me double check that. Billy, I should probably put this on the main screen here. Huh? Yeah. What's that? 28 points above the next highest person on their team.
Yeah.
That's not insignificant. And are they on the same line even?
No, I
Um,
don't think Kirkby and
no separate lines.
no.
So that's a factor as well, I'd say. So yeah, Elbrand probably feels like
I also, I like Philly, so I'm just gonna go with them. I'm voting for him for the con now. I'm
yeah, I think
all
it
in
feels
on
pretty
Team
good.
Allbrand
I think
because
it
I don't
feels pretty
really
good.
because there's no one like on New England that's uh like really deserving of MVP.
Who was
You know,
your leading scorer? Was it Tater
it
again?
was Tater again. Yeah,
Yep,
it was
86.
race between
Goal
Tater
counts is lower.
and
Yeah.
Thief.
What was their?
Yeah, no, even strength points, Tater kind of dipped a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And Tater was kind of a
Scoring
PP
like
merchant this season.
shooting percentage down pretty substantially from last season. Like what's that? Almost
Yeah.
7%, 8%, something like that.
But like, look at like compared this year to last year with the amount of like goals everyone had.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just like two people at 38, 32, 27. I was at like 27 or 28 this season.
Oh yeah.
A bunch of people in the 15, 16 range. So, everyone was scoring
A
this
little more
season
spread
for
out.
us.
Yeah, yeah, a little more
It
spread
was
out.
very spread out, which is nice to see.
Yep.
Um, shit. Tater went above a point per game, I'm pretty sure, for his career. Ivan
Oh, nice.
Lackamus is above a
We can
point per game
actually
for
look
his
at that really
career.
quick, can't
Yeah,
we?
yeah, you can.
528, 534. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm happy for him. If he continues playing like this, he's going to be an all-star or a Hall of Fame player,
I mean, yeah,
especially since he won the MVP.
Yeah, MVP is as long as like what is it? Wasn't it like 2 players that have ever won the MVP are not Hall of Fame players?
Something like
Something like
that.
that? It's
Yeah.
like it's pretty like you have to have a pretty rough career if you
Yeah.
win the MVP and to not make it to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So I'm happy for him for that. Olaf should have a McBride nom, so that'll be like a second McBride nom. I think he has a whole bunch of awards. So as long as he plays well, he's a Hall of Fame player, which I love to see. And then we have a couple pairs. Hopefully in the next couple seasons we get like more diverse type of nominations. Like Rice could be a Scott Stevens nom, but there's also so many good defensemen, so I can't really count them. There's probably no Jeff Darr noms on New England just because like a lot of our forwards had like more giveaways than takeaways. No idea with the biscuit. Uh, but hopefully, as we continue to be better, our players get rewarded because it is nice to see, yourself nominated and win award.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Thomason never, besides the jester
Oh, did
and
you
one
get a nom?
Razov.
A nom
I
for
never got
Jester?
nommed.
Oh,
No,
you didn't? Oh wow.
no, I should have probably gotten like a Jeff Darr nom here once or twice, but like, my peak was right when FHM switched.
Yeah, that's tough.
So it was unfortunate on that end. Season 52, me and Alex Winter were leading the league in points, and then like we had like a 7-game streak where like both of us didn't score anything, and we let it slip. So that sucked. But you know, what can you do? I can't complain about Thomas's or Thomason career. Great career. I won a cup. I got to 938 points. I was like 7th all time when I retired, or 6th all time when I retired. So I
It's
can't
pretty
complain
good.
at
Pretty
all.
decent.
If I wasn't on New England, if I wasn't New England's gem, I would have gotten to 1,000 points. I would have stayed on until I did, but I had to recreate. Do good for New England now. Hopefully, you know, I get rewarded with a cup, maybe.
I
But
mean, you guys seem to be on a pretty decent trajectory towards that, so
we're all active. We're, uh, the two oldest players are Ken Vold and Levy. We have
is
replacements for them.
do you know how much longer Ken Vold is gonna be hanging on?
Our season 71, I think, is going to be his last season.
Okay.
I think going to probably on New England the whole entire time, unless he
Yep.
wants to move on after we replace him. Move to a different team if he really wants to. Uh, but yeah, we're all active. Tater is like the next like one that we kind of have to replace, and he's season 59, 1800 TP.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, he doesn't start hitting the deep
we have
rotation
some
for
great
like
prospects.
3 more seasons.
Yeah, great prospects. We have Rankle, we have Running Man, we have Hammer, we have Lamplighter. That's all prospects right now. They're going to be coming up in the next season. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we have all of our firsts. We have a couple of seconds from like Calgary and New Orleans that we can like trade to like get players or whatever. So it's all about now it's my job to extend the window because like we're right about the peak for the most part.
Yep. Get that window open and then keep it open for as long as you can.
Exactly. I think we can. We have the formula too. And Jeffy's a great coach. So, he's, milking everyone to their full potential, hopefully, you know, bearing any, not good luck. Toronto, going to the full out tank helped us a ton. Uh, now hopefully Buffalo can do the same. So it's just like us, Montreal, and like Hamilton and Tampa doing bad. Get some easy wins.
Well, is there anything else we can talk about here? 'Cause we're running pretty close here. We got maybe like 5 more minutes we need to
No, I'm
deal with.
fine. I'm good.
Anything
I mean, if you want to talk about LA or Carolina.
I mean there's not a whole lot to talk about. Maybe in um, let's see, Carolina. Let's actually look at the playoff matchups just to confirm. See if they're see if they're nope. Do we not have playoff matches? Nope. Well, shoot, that's annoying. Let's see what else. Well, with Carolina, we're fine. We had a really bad start to the season. We were like, for most of the season, we were like negative goal differential because of how bad we started.
Yeah.
But like the past, third of the season or so, we've been pretty good. So I think we're fine for the playoffs. We absolutely can hang with Detroit. I'm not 100% sure on Maine what our matchups have looked like.
Yeah.
But outside of that, like I feel pretty comfortable. I don't think we're gonna necessarily. I don't feel like confident in that. Like I can declare we're gonna win, but like we're not a team that I don't think is gonna get run over. And what like between what I'm aware of that like Seven and Frenchie do with our coaching stuff, like I confident in what they what they have put together and what they do. So yeah, I think we're all right. I wish we were better because our forwards are ridiculous. The amount of TPU we have is we should be kind of busted, but like our
Yeah.
defense is kind of questionable and our goalie is not good. Both of our goalies are pretty unimpressive, but like our forwards are pretty dumb. Yeah. But it's all right. We're doing okay. My player had a good season, but my plus minus is ugly. -4, but I have 75 points, and I think I'm third in the league for goals,
Damn.
which is
Bro,
good.
how do you have a
except
-4? How do you have a -4 off of that?
because we were, like I said, we were really bad early on. We were like a giveaway machine. We were just like so. Our giveaway numbers were so bad for the first, like I said, about third of the season. We still had occasional hiccups here and there, but like for the most part, it figured itself out. But also, like third and goals looks good until you realize like the leader has like 20 more or something like that than me. Let's see if it'll pop up here. Yeah, I had 39 and Kale Salad had 55. It's like, okay.
Damn.
So I'm third and I'm nowhere near first. Like not even close.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Sick.
Top 10 points though.
Top 10 in points, pretty all right. First in shorthanded goals, which is kind of cool. Although like down the stretch, I like just stopped scoring shorthanded. I had like a nice little stretch in the middle of the season where I had like 3 in I think 1 week, and then just not another one since.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that's cool. Maybe that'll pick up and it'll look kind of neat to be like have a nice chunk of shorthanded goals for the season. But that's life. Yeah, no, it's all right. I'm not unhappy with the season for sure. Playoffs should be interesting because I think, like I said, despite being as low as we are in the standings, I think I think the teams are like the top teams are closer than it looks on paper. So should be fun. And with that, I think we can call it.
Oh yeah, I guess we come.
What's that?
I guess we come.
Yeah, we should be coming up in right about an hour here. So so next week, are you going to be around?
Yeah, I will be.
Let me look at what do we got here. Okay, so next week and week after should be good.
Okay.
After that, it's going to start getting weird. The weekend of like the 18th is the NCHC tournament, so I will be out of
I
town
will
for
not.
that.
I won't be here either. So
Okay, so that works
we
out pretty
planned
good.
it
And then
well.
the week after is when I'm moving.
Okay.
So that's also going to be potentially weird. We might be back to normal because
Okay.
I took the entire week off. So I have the whole week to just do everything. So I might be up and running. We'll see. That's going
On
to be
the
for
11th,
sure play by ear.
The 12th will be our 99th episode, so we can give it like a 2-week.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we get a
suspense.
little break. We could actually maybe potentially like
Get a guy on.
get somebody to come on. Yeah,
Or maybe even 2 people.
Yeah. It'd be
Let's
nice
get-
to have like a couple of people and just like rotate them. Like bring
Let's
somebody
get
in for like, the
JY
first
out of
half, somebody in the
activity.
second. Oh, I
or
mean,
out of inactivity. Let him complain for a second.
yeah. We'll
So
see.
we
We'll
get
see.
Adam. I want Adam on.
I
Seattle
yeah,
GM.
definitely got to
Maybe
get
he
Adam
just
on.
won the third cup for Seattle.
Yeah,
That'd be
maybe,
great to have.
potentially.
You know.
We'll see. We'll see. It's first of all, we need to hit the next 3 weeks then. So that's a challenge
That's
of its
true.
own.
That's true.
So,
That is a big challenge.
uh, we'll see. We'll see. Although, anyway, I'm not gonna. Let's just end it here. All right. Thanks for
All
hanging
right.
out.
Yeah.
I
See
guess
ya.
nobody was in chat, but it's fine.
Nah, they'll be there. They'll be there though. Spirit.
All right. Take it easy.
All right. See ya.
Oh no, what am I doing? There it is. Okay, yeah, I'm out of here too. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out. No, like I said, nobody was actually here while we were recording. But thanks for listening. We will hopefully catch you in a week. So long.